Also coming up, Menchemfre Community Day School in the Eastern Region collapses 7 years after it started.
A student of the College of Education shares her frustration following 43 days of strike called by teachers for better conditions of service.
In business this evening, Bank of Ghana maintains its key lending rates at 29% for third consecutive time in 2024 to control inflation and support economic growth.
And elsewhere on the foreign front, former U.S. President Barack Obama and his wife endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president. We've got details of these and many more stories coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can share with us your views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to visit any of our social media pages on Facebook and on X. Deserted classrooms, confused students, and an abandoned academic calendar. These are the words that describe the ongoing CETAG strike. My colleague Grace Hamwa-Jemine tells a story of expectant level 100 and 400 students eager to graduate but are bearing the brunt of the absence of their lecturers.
It's 10 a.m. Friday morning here at the Female Hall of Residence at the Accra College of Education. Sandra, a level 100 student, is 6 hours late from her usual wake-up time, but there's no urgency. Her lecturers have been on strike in the last 43 days. She tells me coming to Accra to pursue higher education was a dream come true.
So I was really happy that I'm also coming to a city college, like they call it. Yes, actually, I'm from the north. I've not gotten the opportunity to come to this part of the country. So this admission has given me an opportunity to come to this part of the country. So I was very, very excited.
But now that dream hangs in a balance.
It's disappointing though, because we're coming with so much expectations. And this semester is a packed semester. Yes, we're told that, but when we came, there's nothing like that going on. It's just so boring. Everything is boring.
While most of her colleagues have gone home, she tells me going back to Tamale is challenging. On a normal school day, she would have been in her second lecture by now. And she has resorted to personal studies to make up for the lost time. Actually,
we use the library guides, then also our personal studies. Also take some from the seniors, those that did the course previous before us. So they also try to show us some in-depth knowledge of what we would have done, because the lecturers didn't come at all before the strike and they didn't give us the course also.
Lucy and her colleagues are level 400 students preparing to graduate. Due to the in-out accommodation regulation for some tertiary institutions, they live outside school in a rented hostel. The uncertainty around the lecturer strike and its impact on their project work is a challenge for them.
We have not been doing anything. We are just there. Some of us are doing our project work. For the person to even approve your topic is a problem. We, the final year students, we haven't been to class and the rest, and we are expected to write exams on 29th August.
Any further extension of the academic calendar, they say, will financially impact them.
I've been here for almost a month and then 2 weeks, and it's not been easy, like feeding alone. After paying the 2,300, I had to get another money for food because I thought the strike will last for maybe a week or two. Then I realized they were not coming, so the money I gathered for food and hostel, I've spent everything. So getting extra money to pay for the next 2 months or additional month or week, it will be very difficult to get.
Their plea remains the same.
What our lecturers are doing is not for them. themselves only. They are doing it for us because we also grow to become lecturers and then teachers in bigger institutions, not only basic as we are reading for. So if they fight for the government to do what he is supposed to do, I think we will benefit from it too. So I'm in support of them.
The strike action they are taking is having impacts on it, not the government. So they should just try to compromise and come back to it. And the government should do the needful.
The College of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CETAG, began a strike action on June 14 to demand improved working conditions and have since not returned to the classroom. This strike action by CETAG will go down the history of Ghana as one of the longest ever experienced. Students here are confused on whether to opt for an extension in the academic calendar or a stretch in the academic hours to include weekends, evenings, and other times. Well, this will only be determined from the outcome of the series of meetings that are expected in the coming days. Grace Hamwa-Ajaman, TV3 News, Accra College of Education.
Still on education, the Menchenfre Community Day School in the Afram Plains North District of the Eastern Region has collapsed 7 years after it started. Stanley Niblo reports that teachers posted to the E-Block Community School are now stranded as their fate hangs in the balance over reposting.
In 2016, the Menchenfre Community Day School became operational after it was commissioned by the NDC administration as part of the first phase of the Community Day School module. That same year, residents in adjoining communities were thrown into a state of jubilation as they enrolled their wards desirous of imparting society through education. Professional teachers were also posted to the school by the Ghana Education Service. Although the school is not the only second cycle learning institution in the Kwesi-Afram Plains North District, it became the preferred choice for parents and students due to the quality of teachers posted. 7 years on, the school has collapsed. The precinct of the school has been taken over by bush, while the ceiling of the E-Block are ripping off. The last batch of students graduated in 2022 and has since not enrolled any students. Teachers say last year, a little of over 400 students were posted to the Menchenfre Community Day School by the computerized school's selection and placement system, but only one reported to the school to obtain prospectus, but failed to enroll. The siting of the school, absence of accommodation facilities for students and teachers, and the long distances students have to cover have been identified as reasons for the school's collapse. The assistant supervisor at the Kwesi-Afram Plains North District Education Directorate is Moses Taniwe.
The aim of establishing that school, Menchenfre Community Day School at Menchenfre Township, was to cater for schools on the islands and Menchenfre circuit, bringing secondary education to the doorsteps of the people. That was the reason why that school was sent there. Because we don't have teachers at the basic level, majority of the parents are taking their children away to the urban centers and then even Donkokurun Township. So the number that we required that will feed that school has gone down.
Kwesi-Afram Plains District Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, Obin Krantin Ade, explained further.
Most of the students being posted here are from Accra, Kumasi, and the likes. But when they report here, no accommodation for them. If you are a parent, bring your child far to this area, you wouldn't like the child to live here alone. They wouldn't even get accommodation to rent for them to live in. And that has caused the mass exodus of teachers and then pupils from this community.
Parents are disappointed.
When the school started, we were all happy because the teachers who were here, in fact, most of them has changed the attitude of some of our parents and then our school children. But the problem is that teachers don't have accommodation.
For stakeholders in education in the district, the collapsed school can be revived if ancillary facilities are provided and the day school converted to a second-tier boarding school. But the district NAT secretary proposed the conversion of the school into a college of education.
The two political districts has a teacher deficit of almost 1,000. And so we believe that to address the teacher deficit, if this structure can be converted into a teacher training college, at least in their 4th year, they do what we call teaching practice. And so they can distribute them into their communities to augment the in-service teachers to keep the teacher deficit that we have in the district.
Teachers posted to the Mimchemfre Community Day School to render services are now stranded in the community as they have not been teaching for more than a year. Although they are paid every month, periodically, they visit the compound to provide temporary security as they await reposting. Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Mimchemfre, Kwewu Afram Plains North.
And now the National Council of CETAG has debunked reports it pulled out of negotiations with government because of the absence of a roadmap to return to the classroom. According to news reports, members were awaiting a signed document from the Minister of Education before ending the strike. The striking teachers met with government earlier this week, after which the Education Minister, Dr. Yaweduchum, told the press discussions had been fruitful. The teachers, however, say there's one more step before the strike could be called off. Let's get more insights on this and go into the phone lines and bring in Thomas Ampoma, who is the National Secretary to CETAG. Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us on News 360.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well, thank you for asking. Now, there were reports you pulled out of the negotiations, but we're also told that that's not the case. Tell us exactly what happened.
I can't get the question. Where are you saying that we pulled out of something?
Yes, we were told that you pulled out of negotiations. Is that the case?
No, please. The actual thing is that there is no negotiations on this issue. There is an arbitral award that the government must implement, and they have not implemented. Today, there is no scheduled meeting between us and the government team. We met the minister on Wednesday. We were supposed to be given a certain document signed by the Minister of Education, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Employment and Labor Relations, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, and we were supposed to get that document by today so that we hold a council meeting to deliberate on that agreement, or let's say that commitment that government wants to make. We have waited till this time. There has not been any document for us to hold our meeting.
So currently, where are you when it comes to negotiations?
I'm saying that this word negotiation should not be used in your reportage. There's no negotiation. We met the minister. He has to ensure that he implements the arbitral awards. And he gave some commitments and a kind of a roadmap with timelines. They were to sign to that document and submit to CETAG so that we can report to our members for them to look at it and communicate back to him. As I'm speaking, we have never been given the document to be able to proceed to meet our people.
But have you been told when this document will be released to you?
Yes, we left there on Wednesday. We were supposed to get it on Thursday. We have even sent our rep in Accra to go to them. They are finding it difficult to give us the document. The problem is that the Minister of Education signed the document, the Minister of Employment signed the document, GTEC signed the document. It was left with Fair Wages and Salaries Commission and the Finance Ministry to sign their portion of the document. And as of now, the two institutions are not willing to sign the document.
So your next line of action is to keep waiting for the document?
We are waiting for the document for our members to see what is in it and consider whether what is in it meets our strike demands.
Right. Thank you very much for your time this evening. Thomas Ampoma is the General Secretary of CETAG.
Reminder, you're still watching News 360. This is our major news bulletin for the day. And if you feel interested in any of our top stories this hour, feel free to visit our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter. Post a comment. Now, the Ada Traditional Council, market women and youth groups in the Ada East and West districts have called for calm in Ada Songor salt mining impasse. Secretary of the Ada Traditional Council said it is important for the people of Ada to support investors to develop the Ada Songor salts area to bring development. My colleague Joseph Armstrong visited the community and reports.
It is almost 3 years since Electrochem Ghana Limited was granted lease to mine salt in Adan Songor in the Adan West district. There have been series of attacks on the company, leading to arrest of some community members. Some community members also accused the mining company of preventing them from mining in the lagoon. This led to tension between the mining company and some youth groups in Adan East and West districts. This year, the Parliamentary Select Committee on Mines and Energy visited the mining site to engage both parties. Month on, Parliament has taken a decision on the situation. A visit to Adan community Friday revealed the groups have welcomed the decision by Parliament.
This Parliament have spoken. We feel that every other noise should just cease because we have stagnated for the past 3 and more years because of some of this noise that is going around. And we feel that it's about time we rather look for ways we can make progress.
The markets, women, we are happy with the man. So we are pleading to the guys who were quarreling with the Electrochem. They should exercise patience to the man to do his work so that he can develop a dam for us. The youth can get work to do.
I have never experienced such thing in this Adan land before. Only hotel on the road, on the riverside. But our Songor to be developed like this, I believe there's some more resources in the ground, in which if we have more people, all those things will come to be a help for the nation.
The Secretary to the Traditional Council called on all groups to rally behind the company to help develop the Adan community.
We are not at war. In the previous year, in the past, we are at war. But now, every chief needs to look for development. And this era where everybody is trying, everybody is running, chasing government, chasing everybody for development, this what Parliament has just done has encouraged us to continue to dialogue with our people. We are also pleading for our people that they must understand that we cannot live with these vast resources and then be saying we are in poverty. Poverty should be a thing of the past. If they will agree, support the cause of the chief and his councillors, definitely we all will always have something to arrive at.
He cautioned the youth against the use of force that will undermine the progress of the community. Joseph Armstrong, Good Alugbe TV3, Adan.
Now let's delve into the findings and recommendations of the committee that was set up to interrogate the issues on the clashes between the small-scale miners and officials of the Electrochem Ghana Limited. Let's bring that to you shortly. Now, some of the key findings are that the Tekpe Biawe clan is the recognized owner of the Songor Lagoon. The allocation of 41,000 acres of land to Electrochem Ghana Limited has deprived locals of their livelihood. It also indicates that the award of the contract was hasty and swift with insufficient consultation with stakeholders. It says the deceased local miner has been identified as Numo Kolite Agomeda. Now, the Electrochem company has already invested $88 million into the first phase of the project. They also found out that brutalities and beatings have been reported among the local residents. Let's take you through some of the recommendations that has been made by the committee. Electrochem Ghana Limited should allocate space to local miners in a mutually beneficial manner. It says that local mining should comply with environmental laws as well. The National Commission for Civic Education should educate locals about the national ownership of minerals. It says the police should continue investigating the death of Numo Kolite Agomeda and prosecute the perpetrators. It adds that serious security engagement is needed to maintain law and order in the communities. And also, Electrochem Ghana Limited should respect cultural sites within the concession area during the project rollout. So these are some of the recommendations.
All right, Ayisha. The Member of Parliament for North Tong, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has expressed dissatisfaction with the Ministry of Health's recent statement addressing allegations of a $34.9 million scandal involving ambulance spare parts. Now, according to him, the ministry's response failed to address the core issues raised and instead introduced distortions that complicates the matter.
It will have been better if the Ministry of Health did not put out that statement. That statement does not address any of the issues. It is such a dishonest, such a disingenuous, and totally worthless statement. The ministry is creating their own distortion and responding to it. Nobody, since I carried out my constitutional mandate of parliamentary oversight, and put out the facts, intercepted these documents, and broke the story. Nowhere have I said that all the $34.9 million has been paid. Nowhere. Nowhere. You in the media, you haven't reported that. I have consistently said that Ken Oforiatta, before he left office on the 14th of February, he signed a letter on the 9th of February, 2 letters. One approving $34.9 million to be used for this unconscionable spare parts deal. Then the second letter to the Controller Accountant General was that $10 million out of the $34.9 million should be released. And I attached the evidence, all the letters. That is what I have said, indeed. So how can somebody, an MP, who has run to the OSC and is asking the OSC to carry out its mandate to stop further payments, that as for the $10 million, it has been released. But the outstanding $24.9 million, I don't want it released. We have to protect the public purse.
And now a former Chief Justice, Sophia Kofu, has disagreed with calls for the capping of judges' appointment to the Supreme Court. In an interview with TV3, Sophia Kofu argued until processes are put in place to reduce the number of cases that come to the Supreme Court, argument about the capping cannot be justified.
I would still recommend that if you're capping it at any particular number,
15.
Why 15? Why not 20? Why not 25? Why not 12? You have to have a reason. And the most efficient reason will have to do with load and anticipated load for the next X number of years. Because if you're capping it, it's not by just some enactment, you know. Because the Constitution did not choose to put a maximum on it.
Yes.
So on
the Review Commission made a recommendation after reviewing the Constitution, which has been practiced over a number of years.
And for what reason? And in fact, you know, even that 15 was suggested almost 10 years ago. Volume.
But there are many who probably even believe that the Supreme Court can work with lesser numbers, 7, 10, if the processes are efficient. It is a matter of efficiency and not numbers.
So long as because it's not all the processes and procedures which can be, for example, every person who has gone through the court hierarchy. Let's say you have there's some land in Ada for Okro, and now you want somebody to build on it, and there's a dispute, some tiny land, It starts in the magistrate court. After that, the person has a right of appeal, and a right of appeal, and a right of appeal. And if they lose, they can still appeal all the way to the Supreme Court. Yes. And sometimes what is even painful is that maybe in the Court of Appeal or in one of the lower courts, they make an application for some interim relief. It is denied. They can appeal even on that all the way to the Supreme Court. It is those untidy causes which clutter the Supreme Court.
The second part of Alfred Okanse's interview with Sofia Kufu shows at 10 p.m. right here on TV3 on Ghana Tonight. Don't miss it.
Now, hundreds of party supporters of the National Democratic Congress across the country have arrived in Tamale ahead of the party's 2024 national campaign launch. My colleague Christopher Marco is in Tamale and has put this report together.
According to the party, the decision to host the 2024 campaign launch in Tamale is to re-galvanize the support base of the party and kickstart the party's campaign from the north.
We must quickly follow up with our campaign. So we decided to choose a region where, His Excellency will start his campaign. And the best place is to look at one of your strongholds. Out of the 16 regions, we can boldly say that we have 14 of them as one. Is one of our strongholds.
The occasion will come tomorrow. Then we start it today, and tomorrow, and next tomorrow. Then you people see that NDC have already won the election. You know the NDC already is crying. The 40 voters and Ghanaians who matter with their families. Because of that, we won already.
Hundreds of party supporters have arrived in Tamale ahead of the big event. The Tamale metropolis has also been decorated with NDC colors. Party supporters believe the party will win the 2024 elections. Trust your election command center to bring you live updates of the 2024 campaign launch of the NDC.
An Forestry Commission of Nkari District Forest Services Division has issued a stern warning to illegal miners to stay off the forest or be ready to face the law. The division has, however, hinted stringent measures have been put in place to ensure illegal mining operations in the district do not thrive.
The Jimira Forest Reserve in the Ashanti region has been under attack by illegal miners for the past 2 years. Trees that are 6 years and less are being destroyed with impunity.
They enter into the forest and dig vast number of pits and then try to prospect for the gold. Unfortunately, where they ply their illegal trade has been allocated to a private plantation developer called Two Eyes Plantations Limited. They started their operations about 6 years ago, and so the trees are now picking up. But these illegal miners go in there and they destroy all the trees, which is a worrying to the investor, Forestry Commission, and ultimately the community.
The youth of Edumasa, a forest-friend community in the Achumamponia district, have in recent times waged war against activities of illegal miners in the reserve. The community arrested 13 persons conducting illegal mining activities in the forest reserve. The suspects have since been remanded by the Nkari Circuit Court. This is the level of destruction being caused by illegal miners within the compartment 18 of the Jimira forest. Community members at Edumasa say they will spare no one who attempts to destroy their forests. The Forestry Commission has applauded the effort by the community to encourage other forest-friend communities do same in protecting the forests.
If you take the entire country, we have only approximately 17% that are forest reserves and wildlife parks. That belongs to the people, but we have been mandated to take care of it. So without the communities who live close to these forest reserves, there's no way we can do this alone. Once the communities rise up, we will see an end to this. And the Forestry Commission is very appreciative to the community for the good work that they have done.
A reminder, so watching News 360. This is a major news bulletin for the day. We're going to go for a quick break. When we return, we've got the very latest in the world of business.
One bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
I love President Charcoal. Why? When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste. That's both charcoal and lemon. Oh, does it? Yes. Look right here.
Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has two of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally.
Convinced? Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smiles.
For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal.
Pepsodent. Listen, more money promo. What's up, you 1 million?
Baba, 1 million.
Nana, then a mayor benyesika be
Nana, champagne. Usumde, Sanka, Pito Nation. I don't tell me that they get how come for. What tell me?
Fino, tell you some more money. Some more. Open your 1 million Ghana cedi.
Everyone is trying to win millions in the Telecel More Money promo. Win daily and weekly when you reload your mobile and broadband bundles. You can win up to 30,000 Ghana cedis weekly or the 1 million Ghana cedi grand prize. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in Telecel More Money promo.
Dial *500# or opt in on the Telecel Play app for free.
31 million!
Telecel, connecting energies. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
My head really aches, feeling cold and feverish.
Ah, sorry. I know the solution to your problem. It is Procode.
Procode? I bought some 3 days ago, but I'm not seeing any improvement. You can even have a look.
Let me look at it. Ah, this is fake. Let's go to the drugstore. Please, we want Procode. No, not this.
Oh, but this does the same work, and it's even far cheaper.
No, we insist you give us Procode from Kojak. I don't understand why people give this fake Procode, and where they don't give the fake one, then they give you a similar one with a different name and tell you it works the same. But it is not so. The only Procode we know is from Kojak. If it's not Procode from Kojak, then we won't accept it.
Wow. So this is the original Procode. It has the logo and Kojak boldly written on it.
Yes, for quick and effective relief from headache, flu, nasal congestion and other feverish conditions, insist on Procode from Kojak.
Procode, K-O-J-A-C-H. Procode.
This advert is FDA approved.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights.
Thank you for staying with us. Birthday girl menu.
It's the birthday girl. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much.
What's happening in the world of business?
Well, cost of borrowing is expected to remain relatively higher because the central bank has maintained the policy rate at 29%.
Explain to us further.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the business segment on News 360. My name is Minu Afo. So the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has maintained policy rate at 29% for the third consecutive time in 2024. At the MPC press conference in Accra, Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, said the decision is part of ongoing efforts to balance economic growth with inflation control.
Headline inflation, per recent data from the Ghana Statistical Service, declined slightly to 22.8% from 23.1% in May, continuing its disinflation trend from January 2023. A 100 basis points reduction to the current 29% policy rate was made in January this year, and since then, the Bank of Ghana has maintained its key lending rate.
Even though inflation is expected to remain within the target year band, the risks are tilted slightly on the upside. This will require maintaining the strong monetary policy stance, supported by strong fiscal consolidation efforts, including remaining vigilant to ensure that the end-year inflation objectives are achieved. Given these considerations, the committee decided to maintain the policy rate at 29%.
The stability of the policy rate is anticipated to keep commercial banks' lending rates to businesses unchanged, providing a consistent financial environment for corporate borrowers. Dr. Ernest Addison has touted the MPC's inflation targeting framework, expressing optimism to achieving its single-digit target by 2025.
I think you need to be patient and allow the program to deliver what the program is designed to deliver. The program is designed to deliver single-digit inflation at the end. And to the extent that we all do what we are required to do, we will get there.
In more stories, in a bid to bridge the energy gap for industries and promote the country's green energy drive, a 16.8 megawatt solar project has been launched at the Tema-Free Zone Enclave by the Minister of State in charge of energy, Herbert Krapa. The $17 million project aims to provide affordable, cleaner energy for industries to enhance productivity.
As the largest single rooftop solar project in Africa, the 16.8 megawatt power solar installation seeks to boost the green credentials of businesses on the global stage and enhance the competitiveness of their products, particularly those exported worldwide.
Green in power production is significant in helping to meet our nationally determined contributions under the Paris Agreement. Going green with solar projects, wind projects, more hydro projects in the power sector is how we're able to meet that target. And I'm very happy that this project is signaling a certain, commitment on the part of the private sector to join hands with government in reaching that target.
The minister also reiterated the country's commitment to attaining the Paris Agreement, an international treaty on climate change mitigation, adaptation and financing that was signed in 2016.
Together with the Bui Power Authority and the VRA and the Grid Company, we've come up with a 2,000 megawatts renewable energy suite of projects, which we hope to develop in phases. We have a target of reaching net zero by 2060, and this project takes us closer to that.
Well, away from that, President of the Accra Business School, Professor Elvis Cornerstone, is calling for the introduction of entrepreneurship in all curricula of Ghana's higher learning institutions to curb unemployment. Professor Cornerstone assessed that the days of graduates seeking employment after school are over in most advanced countries, as students are now taught to establish their own businesses. He made the call at the 16th Congregation of Accra Business School, themed Navigating Future Challenges, the role of higher education in emerging economies.
When you go to Asia, most of them have thrived because of family businesses in places like China and some of the Asian countries. I believe most people go to school in some of these countries not because they want people to employ them or organizations to employ them. Most people go to school in some of these economies because they want to be self-employed. For far too long, graduates of this country have depended so much on established organizations to take them on. And I believe that when the curriculum are carved in such a way that entrepreneurial skills are being embedded in the curriculum, most of these school students will be able to come up with their own innovative ideas of how they can be able to launch their own businesses. And I believe these are some of the things we need to look at, so that at least going forward, this country can move forward, not just in Ghana, but Africa, as a whole. Most people will tell you, well, but I don't have the money. There are so many ways by which this can be done, and the curriculum should be able to be developed in such a way that all these things can be thought to create the skills that we need in the country.
We'll now take your attention to Nestle Ghana Limited, as it has rewarded lucky winners of the Nido Obatampamo Grand Draw. The promo is an appreciation of customers' loyalty to the brand.
*11# and follow the prompts to win exciting prizes.
The promotion attracted over 90,000 entries, with over 35,000 individuals rewarded through mini draws. Category Manager for Dairy at Nestle Ghana Limited, Gilbert Chineboakudia, highlighted the journey of the Nido Obatampamo promotion.
This is the very first time brand Nido is doing such a promo, so we knew that the believability would not be that strong, but we were surprisingly overwhelmed. Over the course of the 2.5 months, we have rewarded about 35,000 of them with various amounts, Momo, and then as you have seen today, we've rewarded the award winners with some prizes like cash, like fridges, like kente, and then the all-expense paid vacation at Safari Valley.
Corporate Communications and Public Affairs Manager Deborah Kwabla said mothers and mother figures are the architects of the home, the reason for the promo.
And when you hear the name of Batampamo, we know that when it comes to food decisions at home, these are mainly by mothers and mother figures in our homes. And this year specifically, we decided to reward these loyal consumers.
One of the grand prize winners expressed her gratitude.
I'm very excited and I'm very grateful as well. I mean, this is a dream come true, and it takes a lot of kwacha for this. Yes, so I'm all grateful.
The Nido Obatampa promo was organized with the supervision of the National Lottery Authority, NLA.
Well, that's it for business on News 360. My name is Menu Afudu. Stay with us. Sports News is up next.
Pascal's showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that the wells can store many, many messages. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded your contact center yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
You dey sleep? That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma deju me ma wonsa.
Efrema bema Daniel ba.
Ma wonsa. Sentuntum ma sumuja ma wonsa.
That shall not slap. Having black mosquito quail. Common tontom na empum wisie bebre na ema wo mowa na ema wo nhwem na ehia.
Heaven insecticide spray eye hwam na sanso kumu a wotu ene omo hwia nyina. Now having naphthalene balls and having perfumed insect repellent no kumu a wohia na senja hwia wechiri.
Having black mosquito quail empum wisie bebre and say wo hene so ehwam kama kweno na jumo size no botuma don shre to me no.
And a heaven spray, heaven naphthalene balls, ni perfumed insect repellent no. Kumwa mutu na wa nam from nasenja shawwechi.
Heaven dear bakope. Heaven dear bakope.
Heaven dear
bakope. Heaven dear bakope.
FDA aji edrede krato yatum.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Colgate Herbal is formulated from unique natural herbs to strengthen teeth and keep gums healthy. Try Colgate Herbal, scientifically proven for strong teeth and healthy gums. This advert is FDA approved.
Time now for the latest in the world of sports.
Did you watch the opening ceremony?
Yes, I did. I did.
So,
really going well.
The Batakari.
Yeah. Yes, everything. So what's coming up?
Well, that's coming up. The Olympics. I think that's the major news today.
Talking point,
yeah, exactly. And let's get into it. And our first story has the Olympic Games opening ceremony, because the Paris 2024 Olympics is officially launched with the opening ceremony in the French capital. Many countries have arrived in style while taking a ride on the iconic River Seine. Team Ghana was present in their traditional wear, waving the flag of the nation with the likes of Joseph Paul Amoah, Benjamin Azamati, and high jump queen Rose Amwenima Yeboah. Ghana will be hoping in the next few days to add on to the country's 5 Olympic Games medals. Now, the opening ceremony is still ongoing in the French capital, and the French are promising a spectacle of an event from now till it ends in a fortnight. Also, a lot of color at the Olympic Games opening ceremony. But in 1992, Ethiopian Deratu Tulu and South African Elena Meyer's podium finish at the Barcelona Olympics symbolized hope for Africa. Their unity inspired a generation, leading to historic football victories by Ghana, Nigeria, and Cameroon, setting the stage for future Olympic triumphs.
In 1992, at the Barcelona Olympics, the 10,000 kilometers, not knowing that their spontaneous post-race display of fair play and celebration would have an impact on Africa and the world. Deratu Tulu, a black woman from Ethiopia, and Elena Meyer, a white South African, were in the favorites in the presence of world champion Liz McCogan. Not only did Tulu and Meyer go on to occupy the top 2 places on the podium, their joint celebration on the victory lap symbolized hope for a new Africa. A new dawn it was, particularly in football. It took 68 years for Africa to climb the podium for a medal at the Olympics in football. There had been near misses, as there were huge embarrassments. But Ghana finally held the torch for Africa in securing bronze in football at the Games. Ghana's successful team, led by Kwame Ayew, Yao Prekon, and Mohamed Gago, inspired a new generation of African footballers and paved the way for future triumphs. Coach Samade and his boys introduced the confidence the rest of Africa needed. And so it went. Nigeria took the torch and went 2 steps further with it, winning gold at the 1996 Olympics in football with a team that had Nwankwo Kanu, JJ Okocha, and Sunday Olise. They captivated the world with their brilliance on the pitch. Then there was Cameroon's team that featured Samuel Eto'o in the year 2000. Cameroon's run to the gold in the 2000 Olympics completed a treble of African medal wins, a feat so highly upheld in African sports history and continues to be the benchmark for all other African nations at the Olympics for the last 2 decades. Nigerian journalist Oluwashina Okeleji suggests the gauntlet may land in the hands of Morocco and Mali in this year's Olympics.
For me, I'll be tipping Morocco and of course Mali to practically go all the way and get to the semi-finals of this year's tournament.
Morocco, Mali, Guinea, and Egypt represent Africa in the 2024 Olympics. Will this be the start of a new era of African dominance, climbing podiums and running around Paris with African flags that rings a reuniting of the continent yet again in football? Time will tell.
All right, so that's our Olympic story there, and there was a decade of dominance there from Africans there, from 1992 at the Barcelona Games to Atlanta in 1996, and then in Sydney in the year 2000. It was Ghana, Nigeria, and then Cameroon winning medals in football across there. But, I mean, there will be some updates for you on the Olympic Games that will be coming up, and the BBC will be giving us the 2024 Olympics updates on 3FM 92.7 at 7:40 a.m. on weekdays. It is from July 29th to the 11th of August, and tune into 3FM 7:40 a.m. on weekdays for that. Right, so on that note, we end the sports news this evening here on News 360. My name is Yakubu-Halid. Entertainment news is coming up.
Entertainment news segment is powered by 3 Entertainment.
Good evening. Let's do some entertainment news updates here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, congratulations are in order for Ghanaian dancehall sensation Stonebwoy, who has just earned his degree in public administration from GIMPA. This accomplishment highlights Stonebwoy's dedication to education and personal growth, even amid his bustling music career. The GIMPA campus was abuzz with excitement as students and faculty gathered to celebrate graduating students, including the dancehall superstar Stonebwoy, on their outstanding achievements. It was a proud moment as Stonebwoy held up his degree, marking the culmination of years of hard work and perseverance. The atmosphere was electric as Stonebwoy's loved ones came together to honor his graduation. In a heartfelt speech, Stonebwoy expressed deep gratitude to his fans, family and team for their unwavering support throughout his educational journey. His message was clear: with hard work and dedication, anything is possible.
It's a good feeling because most importantly, it's a big inspiration to the people of my class, especially those who look up to musicians, and when you do get the opportunity to formally educate yourself and add more knowledge, I think you should be able to grasp it. It's not easy, but I think this is exemplary to show the whole world that it's possible, especially Ghana, and those who are looking up to us, So we're gonna go more. We just did the first degree in public administration, second class upper, so we'll be headed back to the masters, etc., whilst we still keep it hard on the musical front. So nothing is that easy and nothing is that difficult. Once it is not impossible, then it's achievable. So I think that's what I just proved, and congratulations to all my, the congregation 2024, and especially this is going to go a long way to inspire, a whole lot of people, those who are looking up to also educate themselves.
I'm on a journey, forward I go never returning, no. The wilderness don't scare me, straight to the...
Congratulations once again going out to Stonebwoy. But before I go, I'd like to remind you that this Sunday, 28th July, we get to outdoor the 16 contestants that you have voted to represent the various regions in this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful. My name is Noella Donko. Do have a wonderful weekend.
Let's now find out what is happening in international news.
Travelers must prepare to pay more for flights to or from Nigeria as the government plans to raise fees charged airline operators in the country. This comes on the back of high and multiple taxes the operators say increases their cost of doing business. Amid the complaints, Managing Director of the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency hinted airlines will now pay between 18,000 naira to about 54,000 naira per flight for navigation charges, while service hours extension charges have been increased by 800%. An alternative healer has been found guilty of gross negligence manslaughter following the death of a woman at one of his workshops. According to court document, the 71-year-old victim had stopped taking her insulin while on the retreat and resorted to the healer's slap therapy, which is believed to remove toxins from the body. Daniel Kagum died from diabetes complications day after. Former U.S. President Barack Obama and his wife are the latest top Democrats to endorse Kamala Harris for president. The former first couple, in a phone call, assured Harris they will do everything they can for Kamala Harris to win the November polls. Previously, Harris earned the backing of Bill and Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, a senior-most Democrat in Congress, as well as Biden himself.
Well, that's how we conclude News 360. For more news, you can log on to our website. It's www.3news.com. My name is Kwesi Asare.
And I'm Ayisha Yakubu-Halid. Enjoy your weekend.